Civilization 6 is a game that is built upon the foundation of humanity, the interactions and relations that are formed and created between yourself and others. You want to nuke every living soul on the map? Gandhi approves. You want to make the world into the most breathtaking place imaginable? Well, get your boots on, get a park ranger hat, and become Teddy Roosevelt. But what if you just want to be alone, since you're incredibly introverted like me and struggle to talk to people, let alone on the phone, because you'd rather just sit alone in your room and not have to interact with anyone, because sometimes interacting with people can just be tough in itself, though it's probably good for your mental health, but if you do that, you'll just spend the entire day. I mean, what if you want to win a game of Civilization 6 without meeting anyone? This brings us to today's question: can you win a culture victory in Civilization 6 without meeting a single person in the game? The answer? Yes. Sort of. Kind of. Maybe? I went out of my way to create a map to answer this question, so that I was incredibly isolated and that there was literally no possible way for the AI to meet me in this game. I, as Catherine of France, start on an island surrounded by mountain ranges, which are also surrounded by tiles of ice, as well as the AI, who are also in the same boat, except their own island where they can only interact with each other. Now, I have enough space so that I can get out a few cities and do probably one of the more cheesy things in this game that you can do: spam court festival projects for a cultural victory. Now, France, specifically the Magnificence Catherine France, has a special project called the Court Festival Project, where every time you complete it, you are awarded 50 tourism and 50 culture based on how many copies of a luxury resource that you have. That is also including the ones that you get from trades. Now, the point of this is that there is a very specific part of the Court Festival project that a lot of people overlook, in that the tourism burst that you get from this project applies to all civilizations, including ones that Catherine has not met yet. You read that right. This boost of tourism is also applied to civilizations that you have not met. Now, why is this important? Because of the way that culture victories work and that tourism works, there are a lot of really good videos on tourism if you don't really know how it works in Civ 6, or if you don't get the more advanced aspects of it. You can check out these videos here by Saxy Gamer and Potato McWhiskey. But in order to win the culture victory, your empire must have visiting tourists from other civs, and that tourist number must be higher than the amount of every civ's, or the highest civ's, domestic tourists. That's kind of the simple way to say that. Basically, you must have a bigger number than other number. This means in order for you to gain tourists, generally you must have been able to meet another civ. That way they can at least acknowledge your existence, let alone have tourists visit your empire. But for some reason or another, Magnificence Catherine's Court Festival project allows this tourism pressure to affect civs you haven't even met yet. And with this knowledge, in theory, you should be able to win a culture victory completely isolated and alone. So when testing this is technically correct. You can win a culture victory without meeting anyone. There, that's it. That's the end of the video. There is a caveat. Now, you can reliably win by completely cheating using a tool called Fire Tuner. This is a dev tool that is available to the public. In the first few turns, I give my city a theater square. I also give the rest of my cities builders, so that way I can go ahead and improve the luxury resources that I want. And then when the time comes, I can chop the Court Festival projects and repeat over and over again until I have enough projects to win on the next turn. Because of the amount of cities that I set up in this island, I have enough luxury resources to win off of one turn of chops, I should say. Now, I tested this all the way through turn 100 by shift entering and only chopping the project out on that one turn, and I still got the same result: a cultural win from the tourism boost that you get from the Court Festival project. However, when I played a normal game, where I gave myself possibly the best setup that you could ask for, I put a tribal village on every single tile. I made myself meet Hercules, so that way I can get the theater square out instantly. And I got to about turn 80, where I had 4 cities and every single luxury under control, and did the same thing as I did in the Fire Tuner results, chopped out the projects all in one turn. I wasn't able to achieve a culture victory. I even set the difficulty to Prince at one point to try this, and I still was unable to get the exact same results as the Fire Tuner ones. Now, what does this mean? I honestly don't know. You would think that there would be some big grand reveal here, but I really don't know. I don't know if there's some threshold that is holding the win back from an unmet tourism boost, if there is a hidden number in there that is met when the AI plays out X amount of turns, or there's something that's given to you when you use Fire Tuner to set up something. I honestly really don't know. I spent around a total of 16-ish hours to tried and replicate this result, and I got it this exact same every single time. So if there's someone out there that can do better and get the result without having to use Fire Tuner, please yell at me, show me. I would really like to know. So, the conclusion? Yeah, you can win a cultural victory without meeting anyone technically kind of-ish. Will you ever be able to pull this off in a real game? No, you will not be able to. There have been some really cheesy plays of this if you follow the CPL, which is the Civilization 6 Players League, and Esports Type League. There was a team who used the Court Festival project to chop out a insanely early cultural victory and win a game off of that. But if you are knowing it's coming, you could probably be able to defend it. It's just like if you've ever played StarCraft, if you see a bunker rush coming, or you see a cannon rush coming, and you know it's coming, you can defend it, and they just lose. I just thought the concept of this was neat. I wanted to see if it was practical or even possible in the first place. You generally would not be able to pull this off in a real game, even with the best setup possible. So if someone can do the maths and have a better understanding of why this is occurring, of where the threshold hits where you can win based off of the unmet tourism pressure and boost, please let me know in the comments, or please DM me so I can make up a follow-up video on this, because I really would like to know. I am but a dumb himbo streamer who clicks buttons good and fast and follows patterns, so sometimes math does not work very good in my head, and the higher concepts fly straight over me. So anyways, this is a fun little project that I had a lot of fun making. I had this idea a while ago, I wrote it down, and I finally got around to doing it, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more types of videos like this, please let me know in the comments below, and if you have been enjoying my videos, please consider subscribing. I like to see the big number go burr. You get to see the big number go burr. You also get to see when all of my videos go out, so anyways, thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!